Hi, boys and girls. Today for writing, I was thinking about this story. Last year with my kids, at the end of one of the school days, we played a game of telephone. So if you haven't played telephone before, what it is if I were to turn to the first person in the circle and I were to say something, I remember I said to them, my ice cream is my favorite. And then that person would turn to the next person and whisper it in their ear, and so on, all around the circle. And at the end, I would hear what it had turned into, because most of the time, whatever I had said to the first person had changed into something else. So I remember playing this game with my kids, and I had told one of my kids ice cream is my favorite. And by the time it got to the other side of the circle, it had turned into I can't find my phone. And I know it sounds a little silly, but I wanted to point this out because it made me think about how information can be unreliable when you don't go straight to the original source. And this is also true when you're providing details to support answers to short response questions. It's always important to go back to the original source, which is the text. So today I want to teach you that when you need to provide details from the text to support your answer, it usually helps to actually refer to the text, locating specific quotes that will do the job. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on one of our questions, and here's the question. It says, in Digging for Dinos, what do paragraphs 8 and 9 show about Benny? Use two details from the text to support your answer. So these are my choices. I have this here. These are my choices. These are my 4 choices. I need to figure out which ones are details and which ones are not details. So out of my 4 choices, I have in the text it says Benny thought holding the GPS might be fun, but he wasn't giving up. Benny did a lot of digging. For example, the text says, I'll keep looking, he said. Benny kept working even though he was bored. So these are my possible pieces of evidence to back up the idea and that Benny is hardworking. If I read these section 8 and 9, let's jump to there really quick. It says Benny looked around the dry, rocky hillside. Dave's assistants were busy taking photographs and drawing pictures and making charts. Some were using GPS devices to make maps of the area. Some were writing in notebooks. Dave said it was important to take good field notes, to record exactly what you did and where you were when you looked for the fossils. Benny thought holding the GPS might be fun, but he wasn't giving up. I'll keep looking, he said, but he added, thinking out loud, the pictures always show dinosaurs in swampy places. Did they live in deserts? So, based on that, I can make up the idea that Benny is hardworking, but now because it told me I have to look for 2 details from the text to support my answer, I need to figure out which of these 4 are details and what are not. So, one clue is whenever it gives you exact lines from the text, these are called quotes. Whenever it gives you exact lines from the text, that's a detail. So here it says, in the text, it says that Benny thought holding the GPS might be fun. So these are the exact lines, so this would be an example of a detail. Benny did a lot of digging. This isn't exactly from the text because it doesn't say in the text, or for example, it says. So this one would not be a detail. This is more of an idea. He did a lot of digging. For example, the text says, I'll keep looking, he said. So these are exact lines for the text. It says, I'll keep looking. So this would be another detail since it comes exactly from the text. Benny kept working even though he was bored. Again, this is an idea. It doesn't come directly from the text. So notice I sorted between the details and the non-details. So if I go back to my document here, I'm just going to do the same thing, and this is what you're going to do. It says use 2 details from the text to support your answer. I was able to figure out that my choices, in the text it says Benny thought holding the GPS might be fun, but he wasn't giving up. Because those lines came exactly from the text, that would be details. Benny did a lot of digging. That's just an idea. It's not a detail. It's like an observation. So that wouldn't be details from the text. For example, the text says, I'll keep looking, he said. Those lines come exactly from the text, so that would be another detail that could support my answer. And Benny kept working even though he was bored. That would be another non-detail because it doesn't come from the text. It's more of a idea. So it says, What do paragraphs 8 and 9 show about Benny? Use 2 details from the text to support your answer. So then I would respond to this as paragraphs 8 and 9 show, paragraphs 8 and 9 show me that Benny is a hard working person. And now I'm just going to use the details that I found. In the text, it says, Benny thought holding the GPS might be fun, but he wasn't giving up. Also, it says, actually I don't even need the also. I can say, for example, or you can say another example. Another example, the text says, I'll keep looking, he said. So, this is how I was able to come up with my answer for this question. I needed to use 2 important details from the text, and I was able to sort through what were details and what were not details. So for on your assignment today, it says, today we learned that when you need to provide details from the text to support your answer, it usually helps to actually refer to the text, locating specific quotes that will do this job. Just like I sorted between details and non-details, you are to do the same with the following question. Please be sure to share it with me at apolmzo@nhccschool.org. How does Benny feel about digging for dinosaur bones in the middle of the story? Use 2 details from the story to support your response. So what I want you to do is you're going to take these and you're going to sort them between details and non-details. And with that, you are going to from that, what you're going to do is you are going to answer this question, how does he feel? So I'm going to actually put here. You're going to go back and answer just like I did, using the 2 details you chose to support your answer. And I'm going to highlight this so you guys can see it.